Alrighty, so we're here at Cusco, and off the bat, we have these two vehicles. This one is a Super GT car. Unfortunately, the engine and transmission have been given back to Subaru, but they still have the chassis. Absolutely amazing. This was driven by the one and only Yamano-san. But seeing the body, just the body is just awesome. I love this thing. But as much as we love this is something I want to talk about. So this car was made specifically for Japanese Gymkhana. And you'll notice there's no way a flat four is sitting in the front. So Cusco engineered this car to have the engine in the back, which is insane. And the turbos sit on both sides, and it is center driven. Kind of crazy. These doors are ridiculously light, and this thing makes over 1,000 horsepower, which is absurd. So this car is, chassis-wise, it's kind of roughly based off an F3000 Formula car, hence why when you open it, you can see the framing around it is very Formula-like, so that's where that came from. The engine actually is a flat six out of a Subaru SVX. Obviously it's not stock, but out of an SVX, and makes around 1,000 horsepower, they said. But this car is, I love it. It's just engineering of all kind of like motorsports generations into one car. And this is used for Gymkhana, so the thing only ran for around 2 to 3 minutes max. So the fuel tank is very small, hence why it's like a perfect balancing thing. The engine's in the back for balancing purposes, and the radiator's up front still, so better cooling. And this thing is just an absolute monster. Look at all the engineering that went into the suspension. Obviously this is like Formula-like again, with all the wishbones going everywhere. The brakes here are actually based as a company called Fameblade Brake System, and they actually made the McLaren brake system back for McLaren Formula 1 brake system. And the guy who was made that came over to this company, and they made these brakes for this car. So the engineering that went into this car is just so much, and it's just, I love it. And so believe it or not, the rear suspension setup in this car is actually very similar to this car in terms of the wishbone mechanism. They kind of took the inspiration from this to this and this to this, kind of back and forth. Moving on to this. So this is kind of a very unknown story, but this is a F1 engine that Subaru made. So this only ran one test session, but Subaru was actually thinking about going into Formula 1, and this is the result of it. Unfortunately, as you guys know, it's not an actual thing, but Subaru was thinking, and actually got pretty far considering they got one test run done, but unfortunately never became a thing. But here is the aftermath of Subaru in Formula 1. Alrighty, so unfortunately I wasn't able to take video of this area. However, I was able to take photos, so we'll do a voice over it. This, starting off, is a 2J powered GR Yaris driven by 13-year-old in the Formula Drift Japan series. Pretty crazy stuff. We'll get to the 2J in a little bit. These are two GR86s, also in the Formula Drift Japan series. Same 2J, you know the deal, Formula Drift, crazy stuff. This is the 2J that I ran in those cars. 1,000 horsepower, you know the deal. It's all casual Formula Drift stuff. This is a retired 2J, same 2J powered Supra. Ran about 2 years ago. Now it's retired, sitting in the corner of the shop. This is a SEMA car in 2021, now doing prototype stuff. This is a Bug-Eye WRX sitting out in the Cusco lot, along with a lot of other cool cars, such as this 400Z that actually you guys will see again in this video. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff in this lot. Another car that popped up in this lot was this WX rally car. Unfortunately, isn't ran anymore. But this next rally car, this Hilux, is also ran. This one's actually still street legal, but is full rally for Japan rally. Cool stuff. Alright, this is another two-part video again. I think the last clip I was either a clip at Cusco or a clip of me explaining the D1 cars at Cusco. Or drift cars at Cusco. Either way, it's Cusco related. It's now again 2 days after that last clip, and we are going to Nismo Festival out in Fuji. It's about a 3-hour train ride. I may or may not have woken up an hour late, but that's fine. We are still gonna get there and we're gonna see what's up. Alright, so we're here at Fuji, although I think I got off at the wrong stop because I gotta walk like another 20 minutes to get to the main gate where you can kind of walk in instead of just a car entrance. So I guess I'll film when I somehow get in. I don't know how I'm gonna get in this place without a car, so. Alrighty. We're starting off with, I don't know why this is here in Japan, but this is one of John Morton's 300ZX cars from the States, I think. Ran an IMSA. Funny enough, it's here at Pismo Festival at Fuji in Japan. That's kind of cool. Then we got the Z over there. That thing's kind of nuts on the straight. I think we got a couple of JGTC Primeras, it looks like. Yeah. Look at that. I've never seen this car, but I love it. S14, Koki, it's on center locks. Nismos, almost looks like LMGT2s, but they're different. But damn, looks mid. Of course, the iconic. Oh, this is the one. This is the Tomica car. You guys know the Coca-Cola car. You got the Soviet silhouette here as well, which cool to see all three of these in the same spot. But nonetheless, this thing looks absurd in person. Look at that front square. Can't beat it. Here's a better look at that Sylvia silhouette. That thing is bonkers. Got a 300ZX pace car for Fuji Speedway actually. 300ZX or Z32, which is Z32, Z31 rally car. The iconic Z rally car. And then we got this interesting thing. Look at this. Going 280ZX with gun. This is Scream 80s. I don't know what the hell it does. This thing is interesting. So they took, I don't know what the base of this is. It almost looks like a 370, yeah. Based off the dash design and this quarter panel. I'm assuming it's a 370. But they took elements, no, maybe it's a 400Z. I don't know, this is confusing me. But the back end's supposed to look like a Z31, or what is it? No, not Z31, S30. And then the front end as well. And it's got the normal front end on it. I've never seen this. It's interesting to say the least. And we have our first 400R sighting of the day. And then we got two examples of the new Z. Got it in the blue, which I've seen in person before at Z Car Garage when they were announcing it. But this gray is a new one for me. And this, I can't complain. This looks pretty damn good. It's almost like a chalk gray, I want to say, from Porsche, but obviously Nissan took their own spin to it, so boom, there it is. This one is on BBS's, it's got Fujitsu exhaust on it. This is Fujitsu car in general, so it's their demo car. But nonetheless, there's yellow, blue, now gray. Green, I think these two are my favorite. Can't choose between the two though. HKS is also here. Fortunately, they didn't bring anything too crazy, but they did bring their Concept Z, which is pretty damn good. Obviously, it's on Advan wheels because I think Advan's partner is HKS. In terms of the engine, what have they done? Just electrical stuff. So nothing too crazy in terms of power here, but nonetheless, it's still HKS. They don't really gotta do too much promoting, I guess. HKS is HKS. If you know it, you know them. And then over here, we got Yashville Factory. There's But brought the 350, 3 S15s, the comp car that Samit runs. But pretty cool stuff. I think these two are still SR, I'm assuming. I don't know, but all running Advan wheels, Advan GT. I think this one's running Advan GT. Yep, Advan GT. And that one's running RG2s. All are pretty cool nonetheless. Then we got the legendary mines here. This is their R34, their, what was it, N1? V-Spec N1 mines car. And then this is the, I think this is the built by Legends R33 that they're building. But just beautiful. Yep, it is the built by Legends. But just the detail and all the parts in this car, like all the badging, all the carbon fiber, and then the green seats just top it off. It looks amazing. But ain't a cheap car, but definitely worth your monies if you're trying to get a top-notch 33. Got custom wheels, brakes. Looks funny enough, I literally saw this thing 2 days ago just sitting in the lot, but it's here now with Cusco. So there's the Cusco booth for you with their 1Z. Cool to see that a lot of companies are bringing out products for the new Z. Endless brought out the Z. Another company here, what is this? Central 20, never heard of it, but they brought out a silver Z. So this is the 4th color now we've seen of the new Z. Silver doesn't look bad. Silver's a color, one of those colors, you know, you can't go wrong with. Silver and white, to me, those two are the colors you can't go wrong with. The blue is still top notch though. And then we have Midori here as well. Midori brought 2 cars, both 32s this time. Pristine, this one's got V-cam. Beautiful car. Great attention to detail. Well built, well executed. This one is a non-V-cam 26. Another beautiful car. Cool that it's bringing out 32s instead of 34 just like everyone else's. But so one of the Midori guys just telling me this one's completely rebuilt. Changed out the internals, piston, rods, all that stuff. It's still a 26, but upgraded turbos. So a nice OEM plus build, I'd say. This one looks perfect. It looks stock, obviously, because it's only been internals and turbos, so you can't see it. But I'm absolutely loving this 32 they built. Blitz is also here, and kind of cool enough, they're selling a car. Or they got a car for sale again. Oh, sold possibly? 600,000 in the end. 600,000, yeah, that's like 60 grand-ish if it's 1-to-1, but obviously ends down a little bit, so it's a little bit less than 60 grand, but beautiful Bayside blue. Here is the 5th color we've seen today now. It is the red. Not too much of a red guy, but it's not bad. And right next to it is Garage Active's 32. You guys heard of Garage Active, probably because it sounds familiar. They brought 2 SEMA cars, one last year, one this year. Both of them were full carbon fiber. And this one is another one they've made. This one is a blue full carbon fiber 32. Obviously bonkers as they always go, crazy big turbo. This 26 is probably not even a 26 anymore, probably like an RB28 or something. But beautiful car. There's actually plenty of videos of them running this car and making a full kind of like runs out of it. So it's being properly used, but looks amazing at the same time. And we have a D1 comp car here, and cool enough, still front mount, no rear mounted radiator or anything, and it's still an SR. Love that. It's a street light class, so it's probably not as crazy as Formula Drift or anything, but nonetheless, it's cool to see an SR being used for comp use. And actually, Active brought more than one car. They have the 32, but this is my first time seeing a 33 they've built, and of course, it's at the same level of the 32. This thing is insanely wide. The wheels are insanely big. This one actually could dual turbo, which is interesting, instead of going big single like most of the cars are. But this one's in the classic 33 Midnight Purple. Obviously, it's full carbon fiber still. But yeah, the attention to detail. This one seems like a little bit more of a street car, so engine bay's not as crazy looking as, so to say, the 32 was. But nonetheless, still crazy. carbon everything. Actually, this one might not even be full carbon. Hard to say. They painted over it, so. But looks crazy for a 33. This one has the one everyone wants. Good old dual grid cam. This, oh boy. Got a drag car rear. And this seems like something that you see in Texas or something. Look at this. Upgraded turbos. VR38 still, I think. 2,000 horsepower? Jesus. But, I mean, yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Alright, we are now in the Nismo tent. And this is obviously Nismo's heritage stuff. They've got this beautiful 34, completely redone by them. Amazing. I love this color. It's got the fenders, the LMGT4s. This thing looks amazing. I love it. V-Spec too. Look at that. Carbon fiber diffuser, everything. And then over here is all the parts they offer, all the OEM, the called heritage parts. Pretty much recreate all the parts that you need for your R32, R33, R34. It's an RB26, R3 motor, expensive as hell. R33, also done up by them. Beautiful as always. And then go over here, and is the 32. Obviously they're on LMGT4s, but beautiful as always. Nismo kills it. Glad to see that they're still doing stuff and recreating parts for these Japanese classics. Over here we got another S2 motor. Allegedly, I don't know what they're up to at this point, but just crazy money, but you get OEM quality, so get what you pay for. Top Secret's also here. They only brought out their two 930 or R35s. T-Spec, I don't know what that means, but obviously Top Secret, cool cars. Love to see both of these out. Gretti's right next to them with their new Z in white. That's color number 6 now, is white. And this one's sitting on TEs. Some nice little Bride Z4 or Brid Z4s with some Gretty harnesses. Very clean, very cool. Love it. R33 Super GT. You guys know this Pennzoil car. Not the R34, but it is the 33, which is still pretty cool. And yes, this is the S15. I haven't seen this one too many times, but I love this thing in orange. And then next to it is the Super Tycoon car they ran. This is a prototype version they ran in the GT4, ST4, which is like GT4 class pretty much. But this thing is so good. It's even got the original Brit in it still. And I love it. The original Group A Calsonic 32. This is a car that kind of started it all and made the presence and gave the presence for the 32 for what it has. But damn, this thing it's so proper with the wheels. I'll show you guys here in a second. With the wheels, the livery, just everything about this car is just so proper. This is, if I'd argue it that if you had to summarize Nissan in the 90s in one car, this would be the car to do so. And we got these two here as well. You guys know these cars, you know them. I don't know too much info. This one ran IMSA, as you can see right there. That's all about. I think these got V12s in them, I think. But amazing looking cars. Love this thing in Gran Turismo. That's all I can pretty much say about these. But check out the wing on the 33 though. I never noticed how complex this thing was. You look at it from this corner, right? You almost have like this ducktail thing kind of surrounding the outside. And you got your main GT wing. But on the outside of that, you also got like this extension going on here. It's it's kind of cool. I didn't never notice how complex it was, but I guess Nissan thought there was some use for that, so cool to see. Here, I just took a picture with them, but this is 32 that Doriki drove. Iconic. In the Advan livery, the Tyson Advan livery, you cannot go wrong. I'd say the California one's pretty iconic, but this Advan one's it gets a run for its money. I'll show another one that's down the line a little bit, but let the STP straight on the middle of the door. Perfect. Here we have the legendary Tin Mary in all of its glory. These things sound amazing. These got the same engines that the Cusco, so the same dual overhead cam, inline 6, triple carbs. This just that's the one engine that I will say gives Porsche a run for their money. So looks gangster, sounds gangster as well. And then we got these three. This 32. I think this one is a Group A. Yeah, it is. This one was also ran in the same class as, you know, the STP Advan Tyson 32, as well as a Calisonic 32. This is something special. R390, but this is an actual race car. I love this thing. It just, I wish they made more of these, but they look so good. They sound so good. They just 90s Nissan. Then one, the only, the one that started it all. I don't think this needs any explanation. It's here in all of its glory. I don't know if I covered this car already, but here's a 34 JGTC car. The X9 livery. Again, doesn't need that much of an explanation. This still has an RB in it, surprisingly. It's dry sump. I think if we watched a video of it at the Modi Factory, not this car, but the engine at Modi Factory, is a dry sump engine. And you can see more of that in the video of me at Modi Factory, but here is the shell of what that engine would go into. The engines in these actually weren't as racy as you think. They're built more for endurance, so not crazy high horsepower or anything like that, but solid, reliable race engine is what they were going for. And then I said earlier that there's not only one 400R, but two. Right next to the Gritty booth, not only do we have a Z-Tune 34, which is amazing, by the way. This is the first Z-Tune I've seen in person. Looks absolutely amazing. Z-Tune motor, look at that. Number 005. And then here's the second 400R of the day. Again, crazy. But, you know, does an R33 really make sense at $1 million? Well, I'll leave it up to you guys.
Hey, come away, man.
So this is Garage Active's first carbon R car they made. So this was made 5 years ago, and they actually run all their cars. So this does like about 9 seconds and a quarter mile. It's bored up to an RB27 now. As you see with that gargantuous turbo. But this is carbon number 1. As you guys know, the black one was seen in SEMA 2021, and this year at SEMA 2022, they had the purple one. And the purple one is number 7. So this is number 1, purple one is number 7, and allegedly both the black and the purple one are coming back to Japan. But this one, he says, is the dirtiest. Man, this thing's still clean, but look at it. Love it. Love the passion he has for these cars.
It moved. Well, the 33's coming. Here's about 33.
Alright, well we're back in Tokyo. I forgot what the last clip was. Mine's been the mines, spotting the mines car on the trailer going back, but fun day nonetheless. I got to meet some super cool people. Met Smokey. You guys know Smokey Nagata from Top Secret. I met Doriki, the Drift King, and then Adam LZ as well. So all super cool people. And it's just a fun day overall. Super cool cars. A lot of cars I wanted to see for a while, so just fun day. So hope you guys enjoyed this combination again of Cusco and Nismo.